So a few months ago, back in May, there was this national park ranger and also LGBTQ activist climbers who decided to go ahead and climb a mountain. Apparently this is a very historical mountain in the US, and they unfurled a transgender pride flag along that mountain, and they even filmed it and decided to post about it on the internet.
Some carry hate. We carry the largest trans pride flag to ever be flown in a national park, and unfurled it on the side of El Cap to prove a point, that trans is natural. The Trump administration and transphobes would love to have you believe that being trans is unnatural, but species that can transition sexes can be found on every continent and in every ocean on planet Earth. So call it a protest, call it a celebration. We are bringing elevation to liberation. They try to erase us from government websites and education systems and libraries. So we raise this flag higher than ever before, so every trans person knows that they have people that love them in their corner. The people united will never be defeated.
And one of the people that was involved in this was actually the person who runs the park, right? Who is head of the park, right? Park ranger, the person who is trans as well. I'm pretty sure that they are a park ranger one way or another, but the head of the park is this lady right here. And she was a big help of when it came to setting this all up and putting this flag up. Well, she has now actually been fired from her job due to this whole entire stunt.
Acting deputy superintendent shook my hand and then fired me on the spot. I asked her if she understood that I was the only one who had been fired or reprimanded for hanging flags on El Cap, even though there have been flags hung on El Cap for decades.
And you know what? This is a very heavy topic. It's a very controversial topic because it's got to do with LGBT. And whenever there's anything that's got to do with this, especially these days, when it comes to the trans movement, all right? When it comes to that, it is very controversial. But I think, rightfully so, that they got fired. Okay, even though that they say there have been flags hung on El Cap for many years. Yes, there have been flags that have been hung on mountains and in national parks, but they are not identity flags. They are not flags of when it comes to your own political agenda. The only flags that should ever be flown in national parks, government parks, should be national flags, the flag of that country or the state flag itself. And then bringing your own politics into this as well and expecting that people are going to be fine with this is just completely stupid. I mean, for a long time now, how many years? I mean, it feels like it's been forever. That one of the things that you learn of when it comes to the workplace is to keep your politics out of the workplace. Keep them out. Keep them away from the workplace. Do not drag your politics into it. And that's what they've gone ahead and done here, which is why they've gotten fired for it. Because not only did they bring their politics into the workplace, but they decided to show everyone else their politics. And also when it comes to the original video of them hanging up the flag, it's completely stupid. Okay? Because yes, there are animals out in the wild that are found that can change genders. That is true. That right there is true. There are a few animals inside the world that are found in nature that can go from male to female, or there are some where they are born with, like, I can't remember exactly what animal it is, but there is I think it's like a snail. I think a snail is one of them, where they're like born as unisex, and then when it comes to mating, that is when it's like determined of what gender they are. Okay? There are. And when it comes to them, that is natural for them. But humans, as humans, it is not natural to change genders. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, okay? That's this whole point I'm going to make here, is that there's nothing wrong with you wanting to change your gender. But stop splurting lies about it. Because that is where you get a lot of people coming out against you. And it's why a lot of fucking people end up hating on the LGBT movement, especially the trans movement. That is the one that people hate on the most because of people like this. Because you go ahead and you do this performative bullshit that honestly no one gives a fuck about. Like, if you legitimately just mind your own business went to work, did your job, left, got paid, and then whatever you did in your free time, people wouldn't really give a shit. But the fact of being performative about it, hanging up this flag in your workplace, and like in a national park as well, where there are so many people that walk past and see it and don't need to see your political views, especially for one that's very unfavorable because of how performative a lot of people inside this movement have been over the last, like, few years, and then splouting lies about it as well. Like, you hear so many lies of when it comes to the trans movement as well. There is so many that end up coming out, and one of them is this right here, is the fact that it's natural. It's not natural. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with saying that it's not natural. If you want to go ahead and go from a man, chop your dick off and become a woman, go ahead and do so. I actually don't care. But don't lie about it and then also do all this performative shit. Like, I saw this other video where there's all of these people that are gathered in this park waving the little flags around. It's like, people don't want to do that. Me, myself, like, you see me in my videos, I usually wear a cross around my neck. I'm a Christian, okay? But I don't go ahead and do performative stuff at the workplace, when I'm at uni, here and there. I don't do all this performative bullshit. No, I just mind my own business and I keep a lot of my opinions to myself. The only time I splurt my opinions is here on my YouTube channel. That's about it. But in terms of the workplace, no, I wouldn't go ahead and do that. I wouldn't go ahead and just like grab a massive fuck off cross and stick it in the middle of the workplace and go, this needs to stay here because of my views. And if anyone takes it down, I will be extremely pissed off at you and I will try to get you fired for it. That's why people are angry with you. You should not be putting your opinions into the workplace. Keep them outside of it. Keep it. Like I said, that is why people have such issues of when it comes to like the trans movement specifically, is because you do this progressive bullshit. I know people who are part of the LGBT community. I know people who are lesbian, who are gay. I've met people who are trans, and majority of them just mind their own business. They keep to themselves, they mind their own business, and they don't do all this performative shit. And then when people tell them, hey, tone it down, they don't get all kicky and screamy all about it. They, as a matter of fact, just want to be left alone half the time. So that's why you got fired from your job. And she said that she wants to fight it as well. Honey, don't bother. I'm telling you, don't bother fighting it. There's no point in it. What you did was stupid. You should not bring your political views into the workplace. And even if you want to discuss your political views here and there, going the further step and hanging like a massive flag inside a national park about your political views is just completely stupid. And of course you're going to get fucking fired for it. And it's things like this that honestly why the trans movement at this day and age, at this point in time, gets so much backlash. Because of people like this. Because people do all this performative bullshit and try to like push it in people's face and try to fly these fucking massive flags, alright? And they kind of ruin it for the majority. Because majority of trans people, honestly, majority of them just are like, I want to just go from being a man to a female, or from a female to a male, and just mind my own business, and that's about it. And you get all these people that are trying to shove it in other people's face and just kind of ruin it for the rest of them. So you know what? Getting fired should be a lesson to just keep it to yourself majority of the times. But I would definitely like to hear what you guys think about all this down below. That is going to be from me. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Peace out.